What's up, you fish freaks? Welcome to podcast episode number 56 of the KFO show, brought to you by the Wendell Fishing YouTube channel. If you guys have not been over to that channel yet, over 1,000 videos. I put out daily shorts, daily community posts, a weekly podcast, the one you're listening to right now, and one weekly video, sometimes two, sometimes three. I don't know. But I hit a couple milestones this past week. Just hit 33,000 subscribers, which is pretty exciting to me. But more exciting than that, just hit 7 million views. And so 3 years, 7 million views. Here we go. So I'm excited about that. Hey guys, if you're looking for some community and you're over on Facebook and you don't hang out all the other platforms, let me send something your way. I created a YouTube community page called Kayak Fishing Freaks. And so if you consider yourself a freak, I'm going to throw the link down here. I would love for you to join that group. I started it a little over a month ago. Already have 534 members, and it has been a good time just about every single day. Remember, for those of you joining in live, this is an interactive podcast. Ask your questions. I will try to get them answered. And of course, I love when all you guys are talking, sometimes about what I'm talking about, sometimes not. Get your own conversations going on. But let's go ahead and welcome our guest tonight, Brendan, owner of Brown Bait Company. Welcome to the show, brother. How you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself? And thank you for having me.
It's been a wild week for work. I was out in Arizona. So I work for an organization called Child Help. We help kids who have been abused emotionally, you name it. And we had our gala. So we had like 750 people out there. We have a bunch of celebrity ambassadors. So like John Stamos and Kathy Lee Gifford and John O'Hurley and all these people are in this event. And so it was been a wild last week for me. One, meeting those individuals. Two, going to the first event. Three, raising some money to help serve some from vulnerable kids in need. So it's been a good week.
That's amazing.
I'm tired. So how about you? How's your week going?
You know, it's going good. I got out to go fishing a little bit. Only got one fish though, so only one bite the entire trip. And It was a solid fish, so I'm happy. I'm not going to complain about it, but it's been weird. Like the weather's been crazy out here. Like it's been like 70 degrees, then it's 30 degrees, then we get like a bunch of inches of rain, like a ton of rain. Like I'm talking like a bunch. So like the river's up like 15 feet right now.
Whoa.
It's kind of crazy. So the weather's like the fish don't know what to do right now. Like it's kind of weird.
So when you say sizable, flex a little bit.
5 pounds.
Ooh, nice.
So just over
a chunker.
So
that's a good one.
Solid.
That's a good one. Did you catch it on one of your customs?
No, I actually caught it on a mission fish. So it's like a 7-inch paddle tail.
Oh.
But with a weight in the chin. It's a very special bait.
Wow.
A little different than most baits out there. It's actually the very first line through to ever be released on the market of baits ever. So,
all right. Do you have one with you? Or is it still on like your pole somewhere?
I do, in fact.
Show. I know some of us are listening in, so we'll try to explain it to you. He's grabbing it as we speak. I like it. All right, we've got some people out here. Oh my gosh, the comments are ridiculous right now. 3 hours on the water and not a bite from Southwest Indiana outdoors. All right, so keep in mind the majority of the people listening are listening to this, so let's be descriptive as we possibly can. What are you showing us?
Of course. So this is made by 316 Lure Co. So one of the OGs in the big bait world and big fish world. This bait has caught a couple of 20-pounders, I believe, out in California. It's the first bait that Mickey Ellis from 316 ever made. The first line through ever made. So you can see the head there has a bunch of weight stuffed into it. And it's basically a really skinny, long paddle tail kind of swim bait. And you can see it has a belly slot right in there. And it just takes an EWG hook. And I believe he bends the tip up just a bit. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure he does. This is the 7-inch bait, so I'm not sure which size. It looks like a 7/0 maybe.
Yeah.
But basically, you just run your line through the head, through the weight, and it comes out in the belly slot. You tie your hook to it, stick the hook in here, and it is extremely, extremely weedless bait. It's a very special little bait. My favorite color is black, just because it stands out in the water really good here.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna deep dive right off the bat.
Oh,
So set us up? Why were you throwing it? Where were you throwing it? On what were you throwing it? And
okay.
like, just how do you work that particular bait?
Okay. So the reason I was throwing it is so that I could cover water effectively with this bait. You can swim it. It has a different action than most swim baits. It kind of has some side to side roll and a little bit of tail kick and head movement. So it kind of has everything you want. But the big thing for me about this bait is I fish it like a jig or a worm. So you can fish this in place of a jig or worm. So you throw it out there. The big thing is as tail kick as it falls. So if you ever fish a
Yeah.
jig, you like that craw trailer, kicking as it goes down, because a lot of the time those fish, they eat it whenever it's on the fall. So that's a big thing for me on these guys. And they come in smaller sizes as well. But yeah, I was using this bait to pitch around to cover just to see if the fish were up super shallow, getting ready to spawn yet. Because that's where there's, the stage that we're in right now. So they're about to spawn. They're thinking about it, but the weather's being weird. So that's the reasoning behind throwing this bait right here, so I can be effective in covering, small areas, but also covering large areas, swimming it. So
Yeah,
yeah,
the weather's
you can
weird up
literally
here.
fish it.
The weather's weird up here where I'm at too. It's called freaking ice.
I know.
It's got me crazy. Aaron, welcome
Oh,
from
man.
Ohio. Yeah, you know what I'm
It's
talking about,
horrible.
brother. It's ice. So help everyone out. Where are you fishing at? Where are you catching
Mhm.
fish right now?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm here in Georgia, so we get topwater all year round, which is something amazing.
Everyone
That's
has a just side hated
everyone's
you a
just
little
like,
bit more. Yeah.
but yeah. So that's where I fish at most of the time. I do a little bit in Florida every once in a while too, which is fun, because Florida is like such a different animal. It's kind of like everything's like different there. Like every aspect of fishing there is different. Like you've got grass involved. A lot of the places have like current and moving water, and it's very different.
Oh yeah.
you know. But
How
we have
much of
very
those
similar
bait?
water clarity.
How much do those baits run that you just showed?
These ones are, I think they're like $15 each.
Oh,
So
okay.
they're super cheap. They come with the hook that you need. They have all the information on how to rig them on the package as well. Very well done bait. They can last you tons and tons of fish. I like the biggest, like this one right here, the 7-inch size. He does make an 8-inch. I haven't put in the time with it, but this one right here, the 7-inch size, has been the best one for me so
Yeah.
far.
It
Best
looks
producer.
super soft. Like the durometer on that looks
It
like
is a very
super
soft bait.
soft plastic. Yeah.
Yeah,
Lot of
very
movement though.
soft. Yeah, and it's a tight action, but the cool thing is you can feel it extremely good in your rod, which is a big thing for me. Like if you go like throughout the show, I'm sure we're going to get into it eventually, but
Oh, we're
is
getting into it.
feel is a big thing for me because I want to be able to feel what that bait is doing, what it's doing on the bottom if I'm dragging it, or I want to feel what it's doing whenever I'm reeling it. This bait just has it. Like you can feel it really good. So that's a big thing for me. Your rod also plays into that and what line you're using with the bait. So
That's where I was going next. You might as well
yes,
take this thing all the way to your
yes,
hands. So let us what are you throwing it on?
yeah.
Why are you throwing it on it?
I'm throwing it on a big jig rod. That's all it is. Big jig rod, just like a 7.6 heavy with a fast action, because you're setting the hook kind of hard with this because that hook right there has to go through the plastic a little bit, you know.
Yep.
So I got to set the hook just like a jig. It literally, that's all it is. It's a swim jig, a pitching jig, and a worm all mixed in one. So it weighs a little bit more, though. It weighs like 1.5 ounces. So it is a pretty hefty bait. You can huck it far. I like 20-pound big game with this just because I like that stretch. I also like how abrasion resistant it is. And our
Mono,
waters are
big
dirty
game
here.
mono, right?
Yes, big game mono, Berkeley
Oh
big
yeah.
game. Yes, super cheap. I just change it out every week on all my reels, and I never had anything break off. It's like the most durable line ever. That's pretty much the reason I use it. It's like if I hook into a 7-pounder, I want to be able to get him out of that tree and have my line not break. And even if I get wrapped up in the tree some way somehow,
It's
I
still
have
fine.
confidence my line's not going to break. I mean, because I used fluoro. I used a ton of different fluoros. And
Right.
dude, I think, all right, here's my unpopular opinion. I think fluoro is a scam unless you're fishing clear water. That's my thing. I know it's unpopular
Oh, all right. See, I
because
mean,
it's marketed, as more durable, but it's not, you know.
I'm just waiting for people to boo
I
you.
mean,
You already have a
I
boo in
mean,
here
like,
from Nuts Ponds. He says all us northern
oh
folks just
man,
booed you at Topwater all year. And so you
oh
guys
come
can keep
on,
the booze coming along if
I
you
know, keep it coming.
I love my fluorocarbon line. That's all that I use. I also fish a lot of
Really?
clear water here in Ohio. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh
Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting.
Little Rich. He said I wouldn't hang Christmas ornaments on monofilament.
Oh man,
Well done, little. Well done. I
that's a
love
good one
it.
right there.
So yeah, what do you say to
Yeah.
this one? Hooks that suck from Mind Hacks. What do you got to say to
Um,
that, Brendan?
I don't really have anything to say to that. I'm
He just
usually
caught a
using this
5-pound
bait.
bass,
I
guys. He's
mean,
got nothing to say right now.
that's all I'm gonna say. I mean, like my thing with like treble hook baits and monofilament, like the line you just load into them. You don't set the hook on them like a treble hook bait, or at least I don't, because my setups are perfectly set up to how I want to use them. So I
Mhm.
just lean into them. You load into them and you grind them to the boat. Make sure you have constant pressure and don't move your rod over like this. Because then you're getting slack in your line most of the time. Unless you're moving backwards with the fish, then you can kind of keep some tightness to that line. But I mean, I've never had an issue with setting the hook on monofilament before.
Yeah.
So
All
that's,
right.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because the way I fish or the places that I fish, or the way I'm working the bait or something. I don't know.
That's the freaking beauty of fishing, right?
Hmm.
Who can sit here and say, "Hey, you're wrong" when you're landing fish consistently?
That's very true. I haven't
I mean,
broken off a fish in about a year and a half now, I think.
boom, there it
Yeah.
is.
So it's the
There
big
it
thing
is.
for me.
Yeah, I know, right?
If
It's
I can
all
land every fish I hook into, I'm happy. I'm sticking with that system.
if you dial in your system, you got the nuances of how much you can pull on that thing and
Yep.
yank on it and set the hook on it and feel confident it's not going to break off. Hey,
Exactly.
you got it. You got a system and it's working for you. So go with it. Ripping
Definitely.
Lips Outdoors here, kind of going off book, kind of not what we're talking about, but something we were talking about. It's like, hey, this got me asking a question. The question he asked was thoughts on
Ooh,
DC Reels. Got any thoughts on DC Reels?
yes, I hate the sound of them, but I mean, like, here's my thing: is I have one DC reel, and it's the Antares Monster Drive MD. The Antares, it's like a JDM Antares. It's like a 200 size reel. It has the DC system in it, and it's kind of annoying sounding. Every time I cast it, I'm like, ugh. But I like the big gears and the good drag in it. It's like
Mm-hmm.
the smoothest drag I've ever had. So that's like my specific like workhorse reel. Like that's specifically for throwing a one specific bait because it's like dialed in perfectly. It's got the perfect gear ratio. But DC reels, I think it's good for beginners. If you are a beginner or if you have trouble skipping, that is a good way of getting into it. But for me, I don't see why I should spend extra money to get a DC reel for me personally
So what
because
do
I
you
know how to cast.
what's your so what do you like then?
I'm going with no DC reels.
Oh wow.
That's my preference. If I had a preference, if I had to go, all of my reels are DC or all of my reels are non DC. I'm going non DC. Just because there's a big price difference there.
For sure. Holy cow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grimy Fishing's got a comment for you. I like this comment. It says, "Hey Wendell Fishing, my system is superior to Brendan's. My system is buy all the things, catch all the fish." Boom. There you go, folks. Grimy, you should do your own podcast. I'd listen to
Oh
that one.
man,
Buy all the
I would
things,
too. Frank's
catch
the
all the
best.
catch all the fish.
Oh man.
Oh, I love it. So help me out here.
All right.
How did you get started with Brown Bait Co? Because you're not like my age. You're not 42. You're young. So where did you learn this right off the bat
Yeah.
and become like proficient in it? I was over on your Instagram today and you got some sick looking baits.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I kind of got it into it, and I think in 2017, 2018, somewhere around in there. Um, that's when I got into it because I didn't, I was like, I don't have enough money to buy all these big fancy baits and stuff. Maybe I should try to make them because we have like a shop and everything. We've got wood. I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna try it, see where this goes. And then I
Okay.
realized it's more expensive, but then I realized I loved it. So I was like, dang it, now I've gotten myself into this mess. So I just kept on running with it. And it's nice to be able to make your own stuff and catch fish on it because there's
Mm,
no feeling like that. Like it's the best thing ever. Like you hook into a good fish and you're like, yeah, this is amazing. Then you double that on something that you like made yourself, which is
mm.
just it's even better. But yeah, it's been a while since I started. It's a lot of fun though. It's very fun.
Nice. Yeah, I got into, and it was planned. I was like, all right, I try every winter. I try to do something like dive into something I don't know. Last
Yeah.
year it was I bought a Propel drive and just broke that thing apart and made like 8 or 9 videos of how to maintain and take
Yeah.
apart from and put back together and clean and all that jazz. This year it was I'm going to start doing some plastics, some remelts, some intro to. So I had World's Worst Fishing on a couple
Oh
weeks
yeah.
ago. That was a sick show. That guy knows his crap. I see that he
He's
follows you
amazing.
too on Instagram. I was like, oh, there's World's
Yes.
Worst Fishing. Man, that guy's talented. If you guys missed that one, make sure you go
Good
back
episode.
and watch that because incredibly talented, bringing the heat. I mean, my goodness. Essentially took all his videos and made one because I went
Yeah.
through and asked questions on all the videos that he did and then made him do like the highlight reel. So that
It is
was
amazing.
fun. But I cannot wait because I have hundreds and hundreds of all my favorite colors and nuances of my colors. I cannot wait to throw all with my favorite
Oh
salt
yes.
contents. And I can't wait to slay this upcoming spring, which is right around the corner
That's
for me.
awesome.
So
Heck
looking
yeah.
forward to that.
Finally
So how do
hit
you get into like
some open water.
right? I know, not ice. So tell me how you got into. You really don't do YouTube. You're not out there doing YouTube videos. You have a
No,
podcast
not
of
really.
your own,
Yes.
which I was on,
Yes.
which is
Yes.
good. So you do that with mainstream fishing.
Yep. Yep.
How'd
It's
that come
actually
about?
moved over to his own channel now. So it's actually all on his channel because I was just like, you know what? Let's get you more subs. I want to help you out, and we're gonna get you to 1,000 this year. But we actually met through Debo. We were both on his stream at once, and we were like, you know what? We kind of hit it off. Let's do a podcast because I was doing a few streams here and there, doing it, and I still do streams on my channel, like in the shop. So I'll be building baits and doing a stream at the same time or whatever, or I do streams like as I'm fishing and stuff like that. Those are just kind of sporadic everywhere here and there, whenever I feel like it or whenever I have time. But yeah, I actually used to have a YouTube channel called Fishing the Southeast, and that was before I started making baits, maybe 2016, somewhere around there.
All right.
And I did like stupid videos, like just dumb, like, frog versus Senko challenge, like all this stupid, like, or I shouldn't say stupid, but like just videos as you do starting out. And I made like probably 150 videos.
Oh,
And I
wow.
think I got to like 400 subscribers, and I was just kept on making them and making them and making them. And then I was just like, you know what? I kind of burn out. I want to get into this bait deal and just do that, And then eventually I got into the podcasting with Jermaine, and now we're here.
Boom. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you can burn out for sure. So it is. You gotta find your own cadence, your own tempo.
Exactly. I was just too busy. Like I was just like, it's either film a video today or go fishing. And I was like, I'd rather go fishing.
Yeah, that's a problem. You don't ever
know?
want to have that. Film a video or go fishing.
Yeah.
Chad
was, like,
Hoover
the
and I were
worst.
talking, and we're talking about just kind of podcasts in general. He's like, to be honest with you,
Mhm.
Chad, the reason I started one is because one, I never fish in the evening. He's like, and two, I forget the second point. It would just remembered a second ago. But at the end of the day, it's like I started the podcast because I don't do anything in the evening. Like he's
Mhm.
like, I'm so glad you told me that because I'm like, I don't want to be stuck in the scenario of, oh, I got to make it back because I have a show tonight and I miss out on, an awesome night of potential fish and fishing. So, yeah, interesting there. So I got a comment here coming in from Andy Leonard. Hey, Brendan,
Oh,
got my
awesome.
awesome baits today. So you're going to have to
Yes.
let us know what in the world it is that you made for him.
Oh yeah. So Andy Leonard won a giveaway that I did during Christmas time, and I custom painted a triple trout for him and sent him a 6-inch HD bull shad and 6-inch citizen. So, and I think I might have thrown some other stuff in there. I can't remember, but yes, I got he's the guy that won the giveaway. So I custom painted him a triple trout. He said just choose something. I think he said he lives on near Kentucky Lake. So I threw him together color on the triple trout of a Kentucky Lake-ish color that I thought would do good there. And none of those are my baits that I've made personally. Those are just ones I had on hand that I thought were good ones for him to start with.
Nice.
As a beginner.
I love it.
But yeah.
So let's switch gears here a little bit. I got a question for you because I see you did do a couple of videos that's still floating out there, And I was thinking about this because I posted a community post just this past week. And I had basically all my lures out. I was cleaning them. I take a toothbrush to them. I kind of have a process for how I do it. It's like, hey, am I the only one out there that cleans all of their lures every winter? And everyone's like, yep, you are. And then a few other people are like, nope, I do the same thing. And so I'm curious, one, do you do that with your lures? And two, how would you restore an old bait that you find? Like, what's your process for that?
I like this right here. So first off, I do not clean any single lure I own unless I'm repainting it.
Okay.
I don't like a lot of these lures on here have like grass and clay and mud on them still.
So
like they're just sitting back there. I mean,
can't handle it.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know how you spend that much time. Well, I guess you're not fishing, so I mean,
it's
it
ice
makes
outside.
Yeah.
I don't live where
it
you
makes
are.
sense now, but yeah,
See,
I don't want to take
yes,
any.
you are.
Yeah, I don't want to take any time away from like fishing or bait making. Like I'm just like full sprint, just go on it. But yeah, and then like restoring old baits, that's an interesting one. So
Okay.
depending on your different baits,
You got on me.
and then just restoring old baits, a lot of the times you can take a Mr. Clean magic eraser to the bait, and you can just wipe all that like grime away. Sometimes, in rare cases, you've got rust that's built up under the bait, or you've got the bait is bubbling almost like it's got these bubbles where moisture has come out of the bait from the sun and leached out and is trying to penetrate the paint in the clear. So it makes these bubbles. I think I might have a bait back there if you guys want to see that has bubbling on it. It's called lifting.
While you're doing it here, I read everyone's comments over here. Sly Foss Fishing. There's all kinds of comments here. Oh, you got it already. All right.
So let's see. Here we go. Really hard to see. I don't know if you see that big old spot right there.
Now I see it. All right.
That spot right there is a giant bubble.
Looks like a blister.
Yeah, exactly. It's where moisture comes out of the bait. It heats up from the heat from the sun, and it lifts out that paint, and it creates just an air pocket there where the paint or where the air is trying to escape the bait, but it can't because there's paint and there's clear there. So it kind of bubbles up. So those kind of things right there, you can't really fix. And that happens on some old baits, more or less wood baits. And you actually see it in like striking baits and 6th Sense baits, especially if they have moisture in them from the factory when they were welded together with the plastic weld kind of deal. And if you leave them out in the sun, like in your boat over like the weekend where it's like 110, 115 degrees in your boat, a lot of the time they'll split open because that moisture, it's expanding.
Wow.
So that's what happens there. But you can't really fix that right there unless you want to sand down the entire bait and reseal it and repaint it. So that's kind of a thing, especially with balsa baits. But
really quick, let's back up a little bit because you said this happens and you've noticed specifically with 6th Sense baits. Why?
I have no idea why.
Is it where they're made? There's a lot of moisture in the air wherever they're made and never to get dry,
I mean, possibly. A lot of the time, the companies, they do a pressure test. So when they take their ABS baits, they finish molding them and, putting all the weights in them and welding them back together. A lot of time they throw them in some water and they put them in a pressure pot. And it pressurizes them. So whichever ones leak get thrown out or reused or whatever like that, or fixed or filled or whatever. And then those other ones that did not leak in that pressure tank, those ones get, sent off and dried and prepped for paint. And sometimes, sometimes the moisture in that pressure pot gets in some way, somehow, possibly. I'm assuming that's where it comes from, or whenever they fit them together. So
interesting.
Yeah.
By the way, Cooler Lid AP120 says magic eraser works great on cleaning cork as well.
Ooh,
so if you got some dirty cork on your rods,
very cool.
Mr. Clean can make that go away. I like it.
It kind of works for everything. It's like, honestly,
it does. Aaron Short asked the question here: do you both fish from kayaks?
I do. I fish out of a boat, and I own a paddleboard, an inflatable paddleboard. So I don't know if you've seen these around. I'm not sure if you've seen these like on like YouTube or Instagram. They're kind of all over now. It's like a new thing. But Marshall, the homeless fisherman, I'm not sure if you are familiar with him or anything like that, but he's actually homeless. He is in fact homeless. He throws mainly big baits.
With a YouTube channel?
Yeah, yeah, it's just the homeless fisherman, and he's on Instagram and stuff. Super cool guy. He's like really nice, but yeah, he's kind of guy that I think got the whole deal started with that. But it's basically just this giant surfboard that you blow up and you can stand on and fish
Okay.
out of. So you literally like inflate it after like unrolling it from the back of your car.
Yeah.
You inflate it with a pump or an electrical pump, and you just drag it out there or carry it out there to the lake, and you jump on and you go fishing. Like it's the easiest thing ever.
I've
Like you
seen
think doing
these.
a kayak is easy? These are even easier, and they're
I've
cheaper too.
I've had companies reach out to me like, "Hey, I'll give you one of these if you do a video on it." I'm like, hard pass."
Yeah,
Even though they look kind of cool, like I just don't feel like doing a video on it. But
dude, I've
um,
put mine on like glass on like the boat ramp and stuff. Like it doesn't pop or anything. I mean, it's kind of crazy how durable they are. And I got mine for like $150 on Amazon.
that
I've had
is
it for like a year.
that is cheap. That is cheap.
It's really cool, honestly.
Aaron, I typically fish from, always really fish from my Bonafide P127. Just had a video launch on the walkthrough of that this past week. So if you're interested in that, go check that out. All right. So back to restoring old baits. Did you give us all the juice
Okay.
there? Do you have anything else to say?
Yeah, I mean, you can take boiling water if you've got soft baits that are kinked or dirty or whatever. You can just dip them in that boiling water for a couple of seconds and then take them out. And if they're not straight, try it again. Sometimes, if they're made of some weird material, they'll probably not work. Like if they're too old or whatever, if they're too
Right.
stiff. So you might want to take those baits and put them in a bag and pour some worm oil or some softener in there. That might soften them up depending on, what kind of plastic they used or whatever. But
Nice.
that's about everything, I think. There's other like deals, but it's like super specific to like one bait or whatever like that.
Sure.
To like where it's like one little tiny like spot on the bait or something like that. Very specific stuff. But yeah.
So I got a question for you. So this one's fun because I'm curious. I honestly haven't really done a lot of research on this, so I really don't know.
Hmm.
And I noticed on your Instagram, you have
Hmm.
DM me to order, repaint, tune.
Hmm.
And so let's talk about that a little bit. How do you
Okay. Okay.
tune? Because you hear about it here and there. How do you tune a lure? So when something's out of
Okay.
tune, just walk us through kind of that whole
Yeah.
process, what that means.
Alrighty, so this is a really fun topic. I love this kind of topic for tuning stuff. This gets kind of fun, like especially for glide baits in specific. That is like a big thing. So
Okay.
just going off a crankbait, this is something that everybody should know or already does know. But if you don't, super important. This is actually one I made right here. Little bone, blue pearl, chartreuse, blackhead,
Square bill for those listening in.
not square bill, round bill.
Oh, there we go.
It's a
You're
flat
right. I
side.
can't see it.
So basically, you've got the line tie there, and if your bait is running to the left and blowing out to the left, bend that line tie to the right just slightly. And if it's running to the right, bend the line tie slightly left and see if that works. And just keep on bending it until it gets straight, to where the bait runs straight. Some baits, you can bend the line tie slightly off, and it makes the bait hunt almost. So, especially with balsa baits, that's a big thing is hunting. So, some baits just have a tendency to blow out because they weren't tuned properly or they weren't welded back together properly or what have you, whatever the
Right.
reason might be. Some baits just don't run perfect out of the package. Sixth Sense and Striking are pretty darn good about getting their baits to run straight most of the time. But some baits, they just don't run straight. So,
Okay.
that's a big thing. Then the big one, swim baits.
Your specialty, obviously.
Yes.
For
Yes,
those
sir.
listening in, he has like 150 baits hanging behind him at the moment.
Yeah, this whole thing used to be all big baits, and I moved like a bunch of balsa baits over here. So I've got them
Mhm.
all like laying in boxes over here.
Those all your customs
So
behind you?
yeah, the bunch of let's see there, bunch of custom balsa crankbaits over there. Got some of my swim baits over here. Um, I mean, I don't know if you guys see all the way to the
Oh,
ceiling as
all the way to
well,
the ceiling. Do you
all the way to the
do you have a
floor.
place where people can like purchase these?
Yeah, just through my Instagram. You just
So
DM
it's
me there.
Instagram.
Yeah, yeah, Instagram and email. So either of those. But yeah, it's it's I'm not very like I have enough orders that I don't have to like, you know,
Sell.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not like out there, pumping out marketing stuff, but um so I'll go into this real quick with glide baits. I'll make it
Ooh,
simple, as simple as
juicy.
possible. So these two right here, I'm just going to demonstrate real quick here. So glide baits, some glide baits tend to glide rather choppy, like this one right here, or a KGB. This is really only applicable to resin baits or baits that have a pin that you can remove. ABS baits normally don't have this option because the pin, which is basically a pin that runs through this part right here. I'll pop it out real quick here.
For those listening in, walk us through.
Yes. Wait 1 second here. Let me get my little tool and pop these pins out. You can use a nail. So basically, I'm just going to demonstrate in this Tato Eon. Let's see if I can though. I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to brighten things up. Let's see if this will work.
There we go.
All right, here we go. See, there's a hole there.
Yep.
It goes through both sides. I'm going to stick this little thing right here. You can either stick a paper clip or a nail. This is a little screw eye that goes into a bait. I'm going to stick this in that hole, and I'm just going to pop that pin out. So you basically stick it in the hole, and you pop the pin out. Let me see if I can get it with my hands. A lot of the time, it's easier with pliers. Get some. Sorry, this is a little tricky sometimes. I should have brought my other tool over here.
It's all good.
Sorry about this.
You got us on the edge of our seats over here.
Well, almost got it there. So some baits is a lot easier because the pin is already sticking out, like a Buka Bull Glide or a Bullshed Trick Glide. The pins are already sticking out, so it makes it a lot easier to pull the pin out of.
I've heard that a lot now. The Bullshed, you said? Buka.
Yeah, Bullshed.
That one.
Buka
Tammy Sanchez, my teammate at the Knucklehead, was fishing that. All right, there you go. So you popped it out.
So the pin is sticking out. A lot of baits come with the pin already sticking out now. Yep. So you just take some pliers, you pull that pin out. You don't want to lose that. I mean, a lot of the time you can just go to the hardware store and get a stainless steel nail and cut the top off of it and put it in there instead. But basically now you've got the bait in two halves. So you've got the tail section there where the screw eyes go into the bait. You've got that hole where the pin goes. Yep. And then this right here is where the magic happens. Those two pins right there. So a lot of the time baits will have a hole here and a hole here, above and below.
You're a little too close.
Let's see that.
There we go.
Above and below the bottom screw eye. A lot of baits will have a hole there and there to accept weight or rattles if you want to put them in there, which is pretty cool. So you can get the bait to have a little bit of sound or sink faster, or you can drill weight out of there to make it have a slower sink or a float. So those two screw eyes right there are really important. If you pull those screw eyes, if you twist them, make sure to twist them 360 degrees, or else your bait will be out of tune most likely. And I'll get into that for a second here. But say you want your glide bait like this Tato Eon to glide in a choppy motion instead of a wide and smooth motion, more like a Chad Shad. You have to rotate these hook hangers, which are basically just screws, 360 degrees outward. And just do it a couple of times. So I did 2 full 360 degree turns on each of the screw eyes. Make sure to do both of them at the same time. So I'm basically just turning these screw eyes.
Yep.
And just turning them 360 degrees each. Then what you do is you put your bait back together. Make sure the pin is sticking out of the top or the bottom, so that way you can easily tune it again if you don't have the desired action. So there we go. So now we've freed up that joint and it has a little bit more movement in the joint. So the more movement a lot of the time means your bait has a little bit more resistance, so it's more choppy. So you have the ability to chop the bait a little bit more instead of having it do a smooth, wide glide.
So that's what you do that by essentially extending the length in between.
Yes, exactly.
Got it.
Yes, this is more of a visual show. I'm sorry. It's hard to explain sometimes. This bait right here, I did that exact thing. Used to be a more smooth, wide glide to it. I moved those pins out. I actually sanded down these joints on each side, so that way I had more movement to it. And I also bent the tail because this guy uses a brush tail and it was kind of off. And I also drilled out a little bit of resin out front.
Got all kinds of mods there. Weight. Why'd you drill out the resin?
I wanted it to sit a little bit more head down, a little bit more, just a tiny bit. And this bait right here chops even better than a Chad Chad. I can promise you that. This is the most choppy, twitchy bait there is, and it will stay exactly like perfectly level. It's not going to roll on you at all. This is the GFB, if anyone's wondering, but great little choppy glide once you do those modifications. So
once you do a 16 modifications to it, it'll work perfect for everybody.
it works good out of the box, but if you want to fine tune it, I mean, come on now.
You probably can't help yourself, right? When you make
I
them,
can't.
you're like, oh, I needed, since I can
Yeah.
do it, I'm going to. Most of
Yeah.
us will be like, I'm not touching it. This thing will be like swimming in circles by the time I get done with it.
Exactly.
I
But
love
yeah,
it.
so that's just kind of the basics. This Tato doesn't accept mods like that as well as some other baits. Probably the Bullshed is probably the best one that accepts modifications like that to the joint. Now, if you do happen to get those screws out of tune, if the bait says gliding to the left, you bend the joint to the left, so it's opposite of your crankbait. So you basically bend those, you grab the joints and you twist them. You actually twist the true screw eyes using the joint, and you actually twist them that way. Like
Okay.
you're actually bending the metal that way, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I probably won't be doing modifications to my $70 Buka Bullshad swim bait.
Oh,
But
come on now. But yeah,
you can just
that's
whip one up.
generics. Oh man. And then also tails are a big thing too. Tails
Okay,
will
walk
change
us
your action.
through. Yeah, walk
Yeah,
us through
so
the variations of tails and what people use, because I've seen. I was just at the Columbus National Expo. Shameless plug. Got a video coming out this Saturday, just walking through that. But nonetheless, you go out there and like, oh wow, there's like, of course we knew this. There's a million different types of tails made from different types of materials. Why would I choose one over the other?
Okay, yeah. So it's a lot of the time it's the bait maker. If you have a good bait maker that knows the action that they want the bait to have, they're gonna make that bait how they want it to have that action. So they're gonna make it, with the right tail on there. So this right here is a Fish Everything HK6. It's a little herring glide. It has this super soft silicone tail, not soft plastic. Soft plastic would rip too easy, being that thin and floppy. Super floppy right there. So this tail right here is going to flop around. It's going to add drag to the bait. It's going to tighten up the action quite a bit. So you're getting a flat-sided crankbait kind of action. It's going to be really tight swimming glide. Now you can get this thing to glide out really wide as well. So that's one of the tails. That's kind of a new one that a lot of people are now adapting to and using. I think it's something that people have just not realized in the past.
The
Another
Trace
one,
is similar. Trace has a rubber tail.
yes,
It's a real
it
soft,
does.
flappy one that's replaceable.
Yep, exactly. I think that one might have netting in it somewhere. I'm not sure to keep
Okay.
it super durable. But then the other kind is a hard plastic or Lexan polycarbonate kind of tail. So this right here makes some noise too. Let me hear.
Oh, it acts as a
So this
rattle.
adds
Nice.
a bunch of noise to the bait as well. This is a 316 herring crankdown or wake, either one. So that adds some noise to the bait. Then you have, of course, everyone knows the ugly looking brush tails. I hate those so much.
Why do you hate them? And like,
A lot
what's
of the
the?
time,
Doesn't seem like they do a whole lot.
yeah, I mean, for me, number one, it doesn't look realistic. Number two is if a fish comes from behind, a lot of the time they come up to it and it stops them. You can see how much resistance it takes to hit that. So if the fish comes up from behind, a lot of the time,
Eating the
or
freaking
sometimes,
porcupine.
yeah,
I'm
they're
out.
poking them. It's stopping them from getting the bait, which is
So
really
why do I see
annoying.
so many with
You
that
know?
type of style on it? What is there a logic behind it?
Yeah, I mean, I would assume so if a lot of people are using it, but a lot of people just don't know and they just see it and they're just like, oh, KGB does it, so let's do it. And now KGB does theirs good, Bullshed does theirs good because they're super super soft,
Got it.
super soft. They're relatively small, so I'm fine with those a lot of the time. But I mean, I would prefer a Lexan or silicone or urethane kind of tail in mine. So that would be my personal preference. I'm not a big fan of the brush tails because they kind of look ugly as well.
All
That's
right.
just me. I'm big on like how the baits look as well because I'm kind of weird like that. I'll grab one more tail.
No, it's all good. While you're over there grabbing that, I got another question for you.
Okay.
Obviously, you like fishing big baits. Walk
Yes.
me through 4 or 5 reasons why go big.
All right, this is going to be good right here. So, number one is you have that drawing power. So, even if you're not catching fish on your bait, a lot of the time you're seeing those fish that you can come back later and say, pitch a wacky rig to or a chatterbait
Now we're
to.
talking.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I knew you'd like that one right there. But,
I do, yeah.
so that's one of the bigger reasons, especially if people are not into throwing those baits all day and trying to catch some fish on them.
And if you
Number
have
two,
FSS, you get to actually see that happen underwater. So if you're fishing a little bit
exactly.
deeper, and then you can actually see the drawing power of this particular. We talked about this when I had Ty Berger on from Bass Fishing HQ just a few weeks ago.
Okay.
He would go through with, I believe it was the Chad or the bad Chad, I don't know, something like that. But he would see like, hey, I didn't notice it until I had
Mhm.
FFS, and I was like, oh man, I see. They wouldn't necessarily come up and grab it, but he's like, haha, see you, I'll be
Mhm.
back later, type of deal.
Yes, yes. And then another reason for it is a lot of the time those bigger fish just tend to go for those bigger baits because they expend less energy going for one meal instead of going for a bunch of meals. So it's kind of like eat one hamburger or eat 50 bite-sized hamburgers,
Like old
like that
country
kind of
buffet.
deal. Yeah,
I go one place and have all the food, or I go over here and have a little bit of food. Yeah, I
exactly,
got it.
exactly. Um, but yeah, and then there's the other reason, as in not many people are throwing these bigger baits
Mm-hmm.
correctly. So a lot of the time people throw them and it kills other bites on the lake. We can get into that as
Heck
well
yeah, we
later in the
can. You
show.
can't dangle that out there and not talk about it. Come on.
We'll get into it. And then the other thing is a lot of the time these fish, when they see a big creature or thing in the water, a lot of the time it's real and it's not a fake bait because a lot of the time these fish are getting conditioned to sound, vibration, and the angles at which these baits are coming at. So if you can put your mindset into, okay, what is everyone else doing? How can I do that differently? Kind of mindset. So like big baits, I feel it's like its own genre of fishing aside from conventional fishing because you've got wake baits, you've got frog big baits, you've got glide baits that are like jerk baits, you've got wake baits, you've got crankbait bait. Like there's literally every kind of conventional fishing bait there is. There's a big bait out there to kind of correspond with that bait,
Yeah,
if you know what I'm saying. But those are a couple of reasons for going big, and they're just fun.
I like that. I like the last reason. I like the last reason because I feel like
Yeah,
you always got to give them a little razzle dazzle, something they haven't like seen before.
exactly.
And man, you're right. That 5, 6, 7, 8 pound bass has seen
Hmm.
it all, folks, and it's bit
Hmm.
on a few of those before. It
Definitely.
is a bit conditioned, so you got to give them something they've never seen before, and so that's why I think this whole summer, I'm going to be trying out some larger baits myself. So stay tuned to that. I like it.
Heck yeah. And then the one last tail to go over real quick here. And some of these do bend easier. Like, say, you put them in a wrap or a box, they do bend, some of them. Brush tails are pretty nice. You can just bend them, like, literally with your hands a lot of the time. So that's pretty nice to have.
Okay.
Lexan tails, they don't have any issues. I've never had one melt on me or anything like that. Silicone, they don't really bend. Big one you got to watch out for is soft plastic, because if they touch a Z-Man plastic, it's going to
Oh
mess
yeah.
up. And urethane. Urethane will bend and warp. This is urethane right here.
Okay.
I mean, they come in different short hardnesses. So different like hardnesses for different actions. So this one right here is probably a 40, maybe a 30. But
I
yeah,
don't know what that
so
means
I don't
for
know.
sure.
I
It's a
don't
40
know
or
what
30,
I mean.
folks. Well, I don't know what he's talking
But
about.
yeah, so it has some
It's the
bend
drometer.
to it.
Got it.
But exactly. So yes, that's tails to go over real quick. I think I covered most of it.
All right, you did cover most of it. We're going to circle back to number 3, where most people are not fishing them correctly.
Yes, yes.
Qualify that for us.
Okay, so this is something I learned from Mike Gilbert over at Working Class Zero on his YouTube channel. Amazing YouTube channel for big baits and everything. So you're fishing I don't know, just say you're fishing this glide bait right here. This is an 86 Andromeda. It's a big bait. Not many fish see it. It's got a really wide glide to it. All right, so you throw it at a laydown. You get a few followers. Say they're 6, 7, 8 pounds. You get a few of them. They follow you and the bait to the boat. And then you're like, oh, I got followers. And you're trying to get them to commit. They don't commit. They just kind of back off and they go right back to where they were. And you're like, okay, I got to make another cast out there. And then you bring in maybe one or two of those fish. Maybe there were 5 or 6 to begin with. And you only bring 1 or 2 in. and you tried the same thing to get them to commit again, and they don't. And they go right back there. Next cast, you don't get any followers. Well, you just condition those fish to know that this bait right here and you is connected to you in the boat, and they know that boats and that bait now means bad and it means danger. So you got to know when to quit and when to keep going, and when to throw a different bait at a different angle versus when to throw the same bait at the same angle or a different angle. So this really goes into putting time on the water with these baits and learning your fish, because each lake has different fish, and inside some of the bigger lakes, you'll have different like fish that like to feed in different ways. So here on my lakes, fish don't like the baits to be casted into the laydown. They like to be casted at a side angle parallel with the laydown. So I mean, there's like a lot of things that could go into this. Like that's conditioning fish to the baits, and it's easier to condition a fish to a big bait, I feel anyway, because it's something they don't see very often. I feel anyway.
Huh. I love
That's
it.
me.
No, I mean, whenever I have a follower, I never throw the same thing after I have a follower. I usually am always
then you're
going
doing
back
it smart.
to a wacky rig, and that usually will get them every freaking time.
Yes.
Love it. All right, I got a question for you. I was I was walking. I was at the National Fishing Expo in Columbus. It was this past weekend, which is awesome. Saw Tackle Talk, Bass Fishing HQ, a few other guys. It was a blast. Then I came up on this booth, and I saw the mother. And I know what the mother is, but then I looked at the price tag of this bait. It was $425. Holy crap! What am I looking at, and why does it cost nearly $500?
Yeah. So the mother, if anyone doesn't know, that is a Roman-made mother. It is made in Japan. So there's a guy, and I'm sure he's got a bunch of other employees because they pump them out. It is a wood bait. So if you guys know about wood, it's special. It has inconsistencies. It has a natural frequency. If you guys are into that kind of deal, like if you guys go into frequencies of baits, because it's a natural object versus a plastic or fake object. Some people think it sounds different and everything, and it does. So those baits are made on a CNC. Most people think they're hand carved. They're not. They're done on a CNC. So that's a big thing. That's why people can say, oh, the price is $1,000 because it's done by hand. Well, it's actually not. It's done on a CNC. So yeah, they're wood baits. They're made out of Japan, so they're going to cost a little bit more. So I can't justify the price. I personally can't, because I'm not a super big fan of them. But I know a lot of people like them a lot, and a lot of people have caught really, really good fish on them.
So I imagine the thing. I mean,
me.
if you just the bait itself is a really good fish here in Ohio, let alone what you could catch with it. I mean,
it's insane.
It is.
Well, I mean, like
it's like a foot long.
I've got a Beast Glide up there. So if any of you guys know what a Beast Glide is, you guys know what I'm talking about. It's 10 ounces. It's a big bait. It's like it's basically like the mother, but it's made out of resin. It's made by 316. So that's one of my favorite bigger baits to actually fish. But yeah, I mean, the mother, it's like there's a lot of guys that love the thing, and a lot of guys are like, you know what, I tried it, I didn't like it. Same with the Negotiator, which is basically a smaller version of the mother. It's a little bit cheaper. But you can find like the Rowan made mothers for like $300 used or $200 used. But the thing is, the older ones don't swim as good as the new ones. So the new batch ones swim a lot better. So you got to decipher which ones are new. You got to look at the date that they were signed on, or the patterns, or the way they were carved. So that's yeah. But
I would imagine everyone listening is like checking out, going the mother Roman, looking it up. So if you have a link for it, throw it in so everyone else can see it. Isn't the mother like 24 ounces? Yeah,
no, it's like 10 ounces. The mother chaser is like 24. So that's $1,000 one. Yeah. Let me see.
Throw a link in there. Someone go find this for us so we can all
not
pay attention to what we're saying, but go look at this ginormous lure that costs an insane amount of money. Okay, so walk us through what's the number one question you get on Instagram as a bait maker? Other than
what clear coat do you use? That's the big one. What clear coat do you use?
Really? Do you give away the juice, or do you care? Or?
It doesn't matter though. That's the thing. Clear coat doesn't. I mean, it matters to an extent, but if you aren't prepping your bait and priming your bait and using the right paint, it doesn't matter. So, I mean, like that's the thing, is a lot of people think the clear coat is what makes the bait durable, but it's actually not. It's really not. It's
It's all the
your
steps you took before that.
Yes. So if you painted, like I see videos and pictures of guys painting their baits and they've got their greasy hands holding the bait and they're like, look at this bait I just painted. You're like, okay, first off, your hands have natural oils. Second off, the bait is made out of chemicals. So there's all kinds of stuff on the bait now, and the paint's not going to stick to it. And you probably didn't even use a primer or a good primer anyway. So the good steps to take are you sand your bait, you make sure to let it sit for a few days so that way any of the gases out of the bait, out of the resin bait anyway, degas, get out of the bait so that way we don't get that blistering effect like we did with this guy right here.
Yeah.
So that lets all the gases, any moisture out of there. Then you sand your bait, make sure to sand it good, make sure to get in all the cracks, crevices, use a Scotch-Brite around the gill patterns or whatever, what have you. Then you lay your primer down on there. Then you start laying your paint. Now this is where it gets kind of weird because a lot of people go, oh, I just use Createx, water-based stuff, which is basically just the paint is laying on top of the primer and it's laying on top of the other colors and the clear coat just lays on top of it. I use automotive. I used to use water-based. Now I use automotive paint because it actually chemically everything meshes and becomes one.
It bonds. Got it.
Yes, everything bonds together. It mixes together. So you've got chemical reactions going for you. So everything kind of sticks to itself. Everything becomes one. So that's where the big thing comes in. Because if nothing sticks to your bait, the clear coat doesn't matter. Now
Right.
you can get into epoxies. When you lay 3 coats of epoxy on, you're going to have a tough time getting rid of that paint and, destroying the bait. So if you put a bunch of epoxy on your bait, it's going to last for a while.
All right.
So yeah.
There's a question coming in from Sly Fox Fishing. Had him on the show a few shows back. So if you want to learn all about spinnerbait fishing, we talked like over an hour just on spinnerbait fishing. So this guy's been doing it for 40 years. But he had a question for you. His question was, do you ever use the UV light clear coat?
Ooh, okay. So,
and why would someone use that, by the way?
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of people just don't like to spray automotive clear coat because it's got all kinds of it's literally getting in your lungs and it causes cancer. It's super deadly and dangerous. Like I wear a full Tyvek suit, like air supplied tank from outside of my shop to spray this stuff. Like it's
messing around.
Extremely deadly. Yeah, it's very, very deadly if it gets, into your skin, into your eyes and everything. So that is a super, it's one of the better ones to use. You can use epoxy out there, but UV light clear coat, I have not gotten into that because I'm a big fan of automotive clear because I like to spray it on there. I just want to spray it on, wait for it flash, and then spray on another coat or however many coats you want to do. So UV light clear, you got to build a UV box for it or set your baits out in the sun on like a bait tree. It's like you make these PVC trees and hang all your baits on them. Well, if it's raining outside or it's not sunny out, your baits aren't going to cure. And it may be like that for a couple of days and you're like, oh, I got to get these baits out. So that's a big thing. I don't want to build UV boxes for my clear coat to harden.
Right.
And, a lot of the time these companies actually are not they like to discontinue things. So UV clear coat can go bad. I've never experienced it before. So I've never really been a big fan of UV clear coat, but I know some guys use it and love it. Like my buddy, Michael McCamus, he makes rats, Sack Big Bait Co. Nice. Super, super great guy. He's like one of the better rats out there that he makes.
Nice.
But yeah.
Sly Fox says it best, guys. If you have not yet hit that like button, please help us out. It gives us a little reach on the old YouTubes after this is all said and done. So help me out, hit that like button if you're getting some value of it. All right. Value from this bad boy. Got a couple more questions for you.
Alrighty.
What's your number one bestseller? Most requested custom?
Probably this guy right here. So this one right here is for Paul and Jeff. I actually had to replace a tail in it for them because his kid ripped a tail out. he ripped the tail out. So now I put a silicone one in. So it's a lot more.
Pull away, children. Pull away.
But yes. So this is probably the one I sold the most and had the most fish catches on.
Walk us through it for those listening in. What are we looking at? That's like that a computer chip bill type of deal?
Yes, it is. That's a big deal for me. On all most of my actual balsa baits that I build and fish personally, most of them are circuit board because I don't fish rock. There's not really any rock around here. So circuit board will get eaten up pretty quick if you're fishing it on rock. So it gets kind of worn away and everything. This bait, I'm not grinding into anything, but that super thin circuit board helps the water flow over it faster. So your bait starts working and moving as soon as you start reeling. So it's almost like a jackhammer versus an original chatterbait. The jackhammer, it starts as soon as you start
Fins
reeling.
up. Yep.
So that's exactly the same thing with circuit board lips. It's thinner, it lets the water flow over it faster, and you start getting a crisper action as well. It also starts working a little bit better as well because that lip right there has a little bit of flex. So if you hit something, it's going to bounce off of it a little bit better as well. So it's better around wood, personally, from my
For those
experience.
listening in, this is a double jointed ginormous wake bait.
Oh no, this is tiny. This is like 2 ounces.
Everyone that's on here is like, that's a honking weight bait. Sly fox fishing.
Do you want to see a big one? Come on now. There's like,
all right.
I can show you.
Flex for us.
Okay. Let's see here.
He's going back to his wall, grabbing one of the 70,000 baits hanging back there.
There you go. That's big.
All right.
That's a lot bigger.
So why is the wake bait like your number one bestseller? Mainstream just says he has one of those, and he says it's massive.
Yes, he has the thin version of it, so it's more geared toward beginners because it's lighter, it's easier to throw. It doesn't push as big of a weight.
You're a beginner. That's what Brendan said on the show.
Well, listen, he doesn't have a dedicated rod, so I made sure to give him the tiny one.
He can't even defend himself right now. He's just sitting over here in the comments, and we're just not even going to pay attention to anything he has to say.
Oh, I love you, Jermaine, but I had to do it to you.
Oh, he's typing as fast as he can right now. He's like deleting things.
So he's raged. He's probably going to call me on the show. He's going to be like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Oh, I love it. So that's your number one. Any particular color on that bad boy?
A lot of people like baby bass, and I'm a big proponent of baby bass for me as well. Like that's a big color for me, but most of the time I fish bone. But I think the reasoning behind this thing sells so good is because it may look like a normal generic wake bait. I did not design it to be a normal generic wake bait. It serves a very specific purpose in the bodies of water that I fish. It was a tool that I needed or wanted really. So, but that's it.
So Bass Raft has a question for you, Brendan. Okay. How much do those cost? We're talking about the custom.
Yes. Yes. So this one right here, this is wood, hand carved. I don't do the carved gills anymore. Just to cut down on price a little bit. These are $135 each. Each one is custom carved, handmade. I'm actually working on a batch of them right now for a couple of guys. So it may take a month, maybe 2 months to finish it, and it's going to be super durable. Like I've knocked these things into docks and everything. Like I take it out like the first time to test the durability. I took it and I casted it out onto the concrete in the parking lot of the boat ramp just to test and see like how hard I could like beat the heck out of this thing.
Yeah, does it explode into 3 pieces or just get done up a little bit?
It had a few dents in it, but my clear coat flexes a little bit, and so does the sealers that I use, and I had no issues with it. So
anybody else just cry a little bit that Brendan just said he threw his $135 bait onto the concrete just to see what it would do? Because that hurt. Like,
listen, you got to test
it a little bit. I know. I appreciate your testing them. It just hurts me.
Yeah, I know. I totally get it. Like if I didn't make baits, like that would be something hard for me to do. But I want to have 100% confidence in my baits that I make. I want to stand behind my product, and I will stand behind my product because I feel it's superior as far as durability goes in wood baits anyway.
Yeah, I respect that. Yes. 100%. Mainstream say, hey, I'll get him back. So he's coming for you, and he owes you one.
Oh boy, he's gonna drive down here. He's gonna be too tired to be.
Yeah, it's gonna take him like 15 hours to get down there. He's not driving anywhere. Grimy Fishing says, Brendan, tell him how fast you can fish it.
Yes, you can fish this extremely fast. So this bait actually does not dive at all. This is strictly a wake bait. This will not go under the water. This stays on top of the water. So a lot of wake baits, actually I can't really think of any that don't stay on the surface strictly. They all go down at least a foot or two. Now, in some cases, that's good depending on what you want to do. But this bait, no matter where you put your rod tip or how fast you fish it, it will stay on the surface, which is a big thing for me. And it also pushes a ton of water. It has a ton of side roll as well, so you're getting a full profile as it's going through the water. So, and it's super loud.
Danielle, if you're listening upstairs to this podcast, I'm going to apologize in advance for spending $135 on lure. I hear yelling through the ceiling at the moment.
Oh boy!
Oh my gosh, I'm in trouble. Is there a specific knot you use on that? Yeah, yeah, you got to get your knot dialed in.
I don't know. Yeah, I know. I totally get it. Like if I didn't make baits, like that would be something hard for me to do. But I want to have 100% confidence in my baits that I make. I want to stand behind my product, and I will stand behind my product because I feel it's superior as far as durability goes. And
It
Yes.
floats, so you're good. If it breaks off, unless it's in the hook of a mouth, it's gonna float back up.
Yep, and it floats like a cork. I mean, that thing right there. You could probably use this as a life preserver to throw
There you
to
go.
somebody.
It is.
'Cause it floats.
It's U.S. United States Coast Guard approved, folks.
Exactly.
You're good to go. But what knot do you put on that bad boy? I mean, I'm
Yeah,
sure it
for
depends on the line.
every single bait, braid or monofilament, I use a polymore. Now, if I'm using braid, instead of just taking the tag end and cutting it, I tie a couple of like overhand knots in it and tie it super close to the knot, and then I burn the end off. So that way, if the knot does slip, that bundle of little knots catches whenever the knot unravels, and it stops the bait from flying off.
All right.
So, but monofilament, that's not needed. You just make sure wet it and cinch it down good.
All right, so that's some fun. We're coming down the end of our time here, and thank you so much, Brendan. You've been bringing
Yeah,
the
of
juice.
course.
It's been fun to
Heck
learn
yeah.
about that. I learned like so many different things tonight. 'Cause I'm not really into I love making soft plastics, but I never got into the hard baits.
Wood baits.
So let's
You'll
head
get
over
into it eventually, I'm sure.
Say what?
You'll get into it eventually, I'm sure. Like
Yeah,
one
my
thing leads to another.
next
It's
winter.
going to happen.
Next winter. Or I can just live vicariously through you. All right. We're gonna take a little ride over here. Let me remove my my little filter I have here because it's throwing everybody off. Boom, there we go. We're over on his Instagram, folks, Brown Bait Co. And we're just looking at all the photos over here. So tell me where to stop. I'm scrolling down. You're like, hey, I want to talk about that one because it's.
I mean, that glide bait right there. I mean, that's like really special to me. That's like.
Okay, how come?
That one right there. Yeah, that one right there. So that is. I've never seen anyone build one before successfully.
Okay.
That is a balsa glide bait. So if any of you guys know what balsa is, it is an extremely light wood. I think it's the second most light wood there is on the face of the earth, I believe, or known to humanity. So it's super light. It's used in balsa crankbaits and jerk baits a lot of the time. Like if you guys know the Rapala double, the one joint, I don't know what the heck is it called. Somebody remind me in the chat. But it's like, one of the OG baits. So that's what that bait is made out of, is balsa. Super lightweight, floats really hard. It's kind of hard to get a bait balanced, especially a glide bait with balsa. And I kind of the only reason I made it is to see the wood grain and to mess with somebody that I sent it to because they've been trying to make one. But
it looks
that
gorgeous.
one right there. Yeah,
nice.
Thank you. It's like a little herring kind of glide bait. It's got the silicone tail, so it's super tight action. And if you can see at the bottom, the pin is sticking out. So you can remove that pin and you can change the weight because there's a hole in there. You can add literally a nail weight. I've got one here. I thought I had one here. You can add a nail weight like you use in a Nico rig and put it inside the bait and put the hole in. Or you can use like a Texas rig weight in there and you can glue it in.
Nice.
So yeah, that's that one I'm really proud of. That's like one of my favorites because it just I like it.
All right, what else are you looking here? I'm scrolling down. Just tell me to stop. You're like, hey, I have something to say about that.
Okay. Let's see here. Oh, there's one I sent to Gramps. That two joint, 3-piece wake. That one right there. Nope. There you go. Nope. To the right down. There you go. Yeah, that one right there. I actually made that one and sent it to Fishing with Gramps, along with a few crankbaits. That's a great beginner bait right there. Doesn't weigh a ton, and it stays on the top of the surface. You can walk it, you can reel it in straight, and it's a fish catcher. So
nice.
That one right there. I like
our
it.
Gramps
a lot.
Put it to the test, brother. I haven't seen it catch any fish on it. Come on.
I made him a few crankbaits, and I think they caught some on them. So
nice.
That's good.
All right.
But
moving down. They got some orders going out the door here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I like this one. That's the color I like.
Oh yeah, you want to see that one? Actually, I made for Terry Battisti. You guys know him. It's one of my favorite people to talk to. But that's a little bass wake.
I like the glitter paint or color shift or whatever I'm looking at there.
Gold pearl. But yeah, that one is the 2-piece version. So this is the 3-piece. The 2-piece one walks a lot better. And that's the reason I made those baits, is for them to be walked. It is not, you can reel them straight, but they're made to be walked. It's a little bit of a different bait. But that was the last batch of them that I did with carved gills. And the one right next to it is for Ken Duke. It's a June bug color, actually.
Oh, wow.
The green is kind of hard to see in the camera, but it's there in person.
Anyway. I kind of see it. Man, gorgeous.
But yeah.
This is fun. I know I'm going to spend the next I didn't realize all these were videos. All right,
Yeah.
keep on going down. So you get customs from all over.
Yes, all
You
over
got
the
like
place.
pros and stuff that you custom for?
One or two, but
Awesome.
it's
You don't have to share them, but
no.
I saw they made Stefan one.
Yes, I did. I made him one of those Kong shots. That one right there in a perch color right there is for Frank. He's in the chat. He actually has this one right here.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, he's grimy fishing on Instagram, and hopefully he'll get a podcast coming, dude. Come on, Frank. Get it on. But
Matt Stefan was pulling that thing through, showing the action of it. That was kind of sweet.
Yeah, it's a big 9-inch, swim bait. It's it has a very large action and like presence in the water. It was a fun bait to make, but I discontinued that one actually. So Frank's the last one to have one of those.
Really?
He is.
So the beauty of making your own baits is that if you discontinue something, you just decide to undiscontinue it because you can just go make it again, right?
I make them for myself.
There you go.
Yes, and Frank did that. Take that picture. He's saying he's artsy.
I see that.
Yes. There's that green one there. I actually had that one up here. I still have it. It's right there.
All right.
But that's a Okeechobee craw. That's right before clear coat. But yeah, I love doing these, like using those candy paints to where you can see the wood grain. It adds detail. It's like kind of like a craw pattern.
The lines.
Yeah. Yeah, I love using that kind of paint right there to do stuff. And then I put the eyes on the back of it.
Yeah, I see that.
Yes. I love doing that kind of stuff. Yeah, I did have shirts done as well from Amy at Printcraft. Super nice person to do deals with in shirts. Great person.
This one's like Bigfoot over here. Look at this. It's blurry.
Yes.
Like
that one right there is a prototype, and it works. I have not yet released it yet.
Nice. And we
I
just
like to
talked
put my
about
baits
this one.
through. Oh, yes.
See, that's
that
a beautiful
one right
one.
there.
See, I can see why people like that one. That's the one. That's the one I would fish.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I think there's a video. It might show the colors off a little better, but yeah.
It's the video. Oh, here's the video.
There you go.
All right, we'll watch this through. Everyone on the podcast listening in on Spotify is like, bro, seriously, can't see any.
It's like a dark bluegill.
It is.
That's
but
all
you
you
got
need
like,
to know.
it's a lot of. Those are big eyes, man.
Yep. I like the big eyes, but I kind of just started doing black ones. I like the black a little bit more, just a little bit more clean and simple. I don't know.
All right,
I also do repaints. So like if you have like baits that are just like that you don't like the color on, I can repaint them and color match them most of the time. But yeah, there's like a rat, there's a bull shad, a bunch of different baits. Oh, there's the if you go down just a little bit, I think it's down. Yeah, there you go. The water right there. That shows the action of the one that I sent Jermaine, which is the thin gill. If you wanted to see this, the action of it.
Yeah, I want to
so there
see
you
it.
go. So that's it whenever it's in right before I, finish the sealing process and everything. So I'll start reeling it eventually. I don't know where. I think I'm talking about it.
Waiting on the throw. Yeah, this is riveting. You're just basically moving around your hands right now.
Here we go.
Come on, let's see it.
Go.
See it in action. Here we go.
So I do a couple of different retrieves. There's a slow retrieve, I believe. Yeah.
Oh man, I want to jump out of the water and eat it myself. Let's see. All right, here comes medium.
Like if you can hear the sound on that video, like it's loud once I get it going fast.
So now we're going to do kind of a medium retrieve. This is what I would use most of the time right here.
All right, next is fast retrieve, and it'll get going.
Nice.
Just watch this.
On there. So now we're going to do a burn. Now this is what this bait really excels at because of how loud it is. So I'm going to go ahead and burn it as fast as my reel can go.
So it like does like a whopper plopper kind of splashing.
So you can see how much water this thing is pushing. This little tiny bait right here pushes a ton of water for being so small. It's only like 5.5 inches.
I love it.
That's what I was super excited about.
I'm in love.
Whenever I first tested it,
folks.
It's super light too, so it's like you can throw it on a crankbait rod.
Still keeping the act.
Man, I'm gonna have to go over here. I went on Instagram and I thought a lot of these were just photos. I didn't realize you.
Mm-hmm.
What makes
a whole bunch of stuff. I mean everything. There's a giant one. That one was 27 inches. I still have that, and I haven't finished it yet. I need
Which
to.
one? This one?
Big one. No, next to it. Left. There you go.
It's the mother.
Yeah, it's exact. It's a giant glide bait that I'm still working on. I haven't finished it. I need to though.
Takes a while, I would imagine. So what takes you so long when you said it takes you
Mhm.
like a month to make these
Yeah.
things?
Well,
How
the big
come?
thing is just time. It takes a little while to make the thing because I don't do this full time. This is not my job. I do it almost every night. So, but that's the big thing. Biggest thing is time. Um, I mean, like I could if I didn't work a job, I could probably get one done in about a week.
Okay.
Um, like block of wood to finished product ready to fish. Obviously, the clear coat wouldn't be fully set. It takes like a week for the clear coat to fully set, like 100%. But you can fish it like after a day or two of the clear coat setting up. So I don't send any baits out until the clear coat is 100% set.
Right
So
on.
nothing is gassing off in the packaging. So like if the UPS driver is is smoking or whatever, the package is not going to explode or anything like that.
Lost and tackle
Oh
had a
man,
question for you when we're watching that video.
yes,
Do you pause that ever? Right? Because everyone's like,
yes,
hey,
I
if you
do,
rip that and pause it, that's when
I
the big
do,
one will smash it.
I do, I do. That bait right there, that little tiny one, that one is more or less used for whenever the fish are actively feeding on schooling fish or whatever. This
Mhm.
wider one, I like this one more for laydowns when I'm walking it, so I'm moving it a lot slower.
Got it. Got it.
So yeah,
Bass Raft has a question for you. And if you got any questions, we're getting ready
ooh,
to close down the rest of the show. But if you got a
okay,
question, throw it out there for Brendan. We'll get that answered for you. Brendan, what would you
alrighty.
recommend for northern smallmouth?
I've never caught a smallmouth before,
Well,
so
yeah, he
I
lives down in
I
Georgia,
mean,
so
from what I have seen,
Alabama.
the Citizen 6 has been a good one for a lot of people, and as well as the Gracely Bates Finesse Gill and the Tiny Clash. Those are all ones that I've seen a lot of people catch big smallmouth on. So, and the bullsheds. I mean, anything from bullshed, you're going to get a quality bait for a good price that catches fish. But,
Nice.
I mean, yeah. But
Well,
I really want to catch a smallmouth real bad.
oh man, come on up here. I'll put you on
I would love
smallmouth.
to. I would love to.
Well, folks, if you have not yet done so, it's really your Instagram, right? You're not sending people to YouTube. Just go head over to
Nah,
his
not really.
Instagram page, and that's where he posts the most regularly. And you can check out his stuff there. And
Or yes,
so yeah,
please do.
well,
I
I'll
mean,
answer
like
one more question here.
you can go to the YouTube. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but like I do like I mean like as I'm making baits, I'll be like chatting about like whatever's going on in the sport or whatever. Like I got a lot of funny people that come in there. Frank is one of them. It's always pretty interesting. Like sometimes I'll do one at like 2 a.m. and like there'll be like 10 people in there and just be like chatting it up. It's like so much fun.
A bunch of other people who can't fall asleep that night.
I know exactly.
I got an 11th hour question I'm going to ask you. So from Sly
Ooh, let's
Fox,
see it.
what is your most favorite swim bait that you've
Mm.
ever made?
Honestly, it might be that balsa Clyde bait, the little herring one.
Oh yeah,
It
we
had
talked about
such a
that.
good action. It was like unparalleled to anything I've made
You
before.
talk about
So
it like past tense. Where's that thing at?
yeah, I sent it off to a buddy of mine. I actually made it for him specifically.
Okay.
But yeah, it's one. I need to make myself one. Actually, I need to.
I love it.
I so badly wanted to keep it for myself, and I was like, dang it, I really should send this to him.
I promised someone else.
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
if you're listening in from Spotify, head on over to the Wendell Fishing YouTube channel and the Instagram for Brown Bait Co. You can check out Brandon over there. Give him a follow and see all the awesome work he is putting out there. Brendan, thank you so much, brother. And
Thank you.
guys, yeah, I learned a lot, and I'm so incredibly grateful that you took out some time to share your knowledge with us and make
Of
us
course.
all better anglers out there on the water. So I'll have to have Brendan back on sometime. It'll be a good time.
Let's do it.
But until next week, next week I have the Bearded Paddler on. We're going to be talking about the best kayaks of 2024. So if you're like, hey, I love talking about fishing kayaks, he is extremely knowledgeable, works for OMC something, I don't know. Basically, he sells kayaks for a living, so he knows the industry very well.
That's cool.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a good time. So I'll see you guys next Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Brendan, you have a good one, brother.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you.